Distinguished the Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, both represented by Senator Mohammed Mongono, Chief Whip, and Professor Julius Ehunbere, Majority Leader, respectively. Distinguished Senators, Right Honorable Members, the National Commissioner and Director Legal of INEC, the Development Cooperation Director of Head of Development Cooperation at the FCDO, Cynthia Rowe, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the co-chairs, Senator Along and Prince Adebayo Balogun, distinguished chair of the Senate Committee on Electoral Matters, thank you for the privilege of beginning to clap right as I'm speaking. So I'm going to be looking forward to all the claps. But really to say, both chairmen, we do thank you so much, the Senate and House Committee chairs, for the work that you have been doing together in the last 1.5 years. As happened in the 9th Assembly, we do have very good collaboration that both chairs in the Senate and the House have brought forward in the work that they are doing on electoral matters and the energy that they have brought into the work that is being done towards having a new electoral act passed before the elections in 2027. The enthusiasm, the force of push that we have seen from Prince Balogun and from Senator Simon Lalong is something that is very commendable, which is why with the House of Representatives and the Senate moving forward with the work that they have done, producing an Electoral Act Bill 2025 that you have seen is something that we are quite grateful for. And the commitments that both chairmen have made to seeing a new Electoral Act passed within this year, 2025, is something that we also commend very much. As Policy and Legal Advocacy Center, it's not the pleasant test, I don't know if that language is correct, but it's not a pleasant test of experience to be continually looking at our electoral acts after every elections have happened and tinkering with it. The hope we have is that both committees, with the commitment that they have shown, will be working towards ensuring that a lot of the observations, a lot of the suggestions, a lot of the proposals that have come from members themselves, but also from those who are stakeholders in the electoral process, including INEC, civil society organizations, election observers, national and international, that the proposals that they have come forward with and the experiences that they have had with monitoring and observing elections and making these proposals to the National Assembly will be taken into account as a new electoral act is being proposed and scheduled to be passed by the National Assembly. When we look at the Electoral Act, I think it's so very important that we have stability of a legal framework and that we do have, from this exercise, a legal framework that will endure several elections. It is true that it is not just the law or the legal framework that will give us the best elections possible, but at least the fact that you do have stability of law forms a good basis for us to expect that the body charged with implementing the Electoral Act and charged with conducting elections will realize the expectations that citizens have of it and ensure that in outlining the contents of a new Electoral Act, that INEC itself will understand that citizens demand so much. As Policy and Legal Advocacy Center, ours has been not just to support the committees, but also as a civil society organization with very good experience with election issues, observing elections over several decades, that we're able to as well make our suggestions into what has been going on. We know that several Nigerian civil society organizations, including the Nigeria Civil Society Situation Room, several international organizations who have observed elections and whom INEC accredits to come in and observe our elections. The hope we have is all of the suggestions that we have put in place or we have made to the National Assembly would be taken into consideration, and that they push to see that the new Electoral Act is in place well before the next elections. Certainly, the expectations is that before the end of this year, 2025, there will be a new Electoral Act, and that the two chairmen, given the commitment, given the energy that they have brought into the push for a new Electoral Act, that this new bill will be ready before the end of the year, and both chairmen and members of the committee in both the Senate and the House will be able to pass this, and that the president of the country will understand that a whole lot of what is proposed is coming from citizens' demands, which the committees have responded to. So we certainly are looking forward to a new Electoral Act by the end of the year, and we certainly are hoping that this will be signed into law by the president. And we certainly hope very, very much, and INEC, the expectations are exceedingly very high, that INEC will implement the Electoral Act in a way that responds to citizens' demands for credible elections in 2027. Thank you so much.